And thank you, Coach. We are across the Hudson from Midtown Manhattan at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. The scene a few moments ago, here it is. It's unlike any other in sport as both teams made their way out of the tunnel. These folks are fired up as their guys are ready to do battle between the Cleveland Browns and the New York Giants. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. They'll run for the first time with Austin Eckler. Give him 3 there on the first play of the game, and it's second down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Good work to pick up 7 yards there. That gets them into a 3rd-and-1 situation. They'll try to pick up the first with Eckler. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th. Well, so much for picking it up on the ground on 3rd down. 3rd play of the drive, and this defense showing strong early.
I wonder how much of that was scouting. I wonder how much of that was a gut feeling like, okay, let's just go ahead and sell out here and get after them, thinking they're going to run the football and stuff them early, because they've now set the tone. They've set a precedent right here. If you're going to try and run the ball against us, it could be hard going throughout this game.
Here we go, here we go, here we go. Like 20! You
got nothing today. You got nothing.
On the ground, this is Saquon Barkley. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
A quick burst there, and he nicely bit off a pretty decent gain.
At the 29-yard line.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Here we go.
Now Saquon Barkley. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. 9 yards the pickup there, and it's a 1st down.
And that's the big fella's MO right there. Running through tackles, keeping the sticks moving forward. This defense, if you don't bring 11 guys to the ball to try and get him on the ground, he's going to keep making runs like that. I feel the press box shaking every time he touches the rock.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. 1st down, Giants on a pickup of 14.
1st down. 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line.
So a 1st and 10 upcoming from Browns territory now at the 48-yard line.
21. Check.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he is tackled inside the 40, not quite to the 35. It's a gain of 11 and a Giant 1st down. So back-to-back big runs, picking apart this defense on the opening drive.
I thought this was a passing league. I thought this was the era we were in where the ball was always in the air, right?
They didn't get the memo.
They didn't get the memo, and I know this to be true. Offensive linemen still, to this day, they want to run the football. They want to fire out and hit people across the line of scrimmage, and they're clearing space.
On 1st down, Garoppolo. That's complete. He's got Barkley out of the backfield. He'll get 15 and a Giants 1st down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start, getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5.
I got this.
It's Barkley on the counter. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. 7 yards on the pickup there, and now they've got it 1st and goal. Goal line offense, something they've really been emphasizing in practice lately. Now they have a chance here to put all that hard work to use. And a nice pickup there. He gets about 5 down to the 4-yard line. So 2nd and goal, and standing by himself in the backfield, Barkley.
2nd and goal at the 4-yard line.
11.
Check, 48's the Mike.
I don't even know why this team showed up.
Mike, 48.
They'll give it to him up the middle. And he is in. Touchdown, Giants. Saquon Barkley, his 9th touchdown of the season, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Now, this is a crew, they've come out flat their last 2 games, both losses, but just judging by the energy level, they look different here early, and that touchdown shows how.
Yeah, it seems to me that touchdown gets them off the treadmill. Because, you've been on the treadmill. I've seen you work out. You go forever and ever, and it tells you you've gone somewhere, but you really haven't. You're in the same spot. They've exchanged it for an escalator. Still got some hills to climb, but they can get there.
These are good analogies. I run outside sometimes, though. Get some fresh air, a little sun on your face.
A little wind in there.
Yeah, that's right. The Browns drive about to get started. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
Early in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. 22 yards on the catch and run, a 1st down. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on 1st down. He's got the 1st down here inside the 30. 2 chunk plays in a row. The last one was over 20 yards, and so is this one. And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. After 7-0 on EA Sports.
Let 180. Hey, alert 33. Hurry. Go,
Running on 1st down, Eckler. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. Big Leonard Williams there on the stop.
I think we can safely say that those types of plays are the backbone of this offense. We know not every run's going to be a big hitter, but they'll take that type of result on each and every attempt.
On 2nd down, Eckler. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair.
When Leonard Williams was picked in the 2015 NFL Draft, I compared him to Merlin Olsen, and I got a lot of grief about it. Did you just see that play there? Did you see how he made that move and made that tackle? That was Merlin Olsen-esque there.
I just perked up when you said Merlin Olsen.
Yeah, a lot of people said, hey, that's too much, too far, and maybe it is early, but I think this guy has a chance of fulfilling that.
Get ready.
Trying to punch it in with Eckler. And he's in. Touchdown, Browns. Austin Eckler, his 25th touchdown. Tying him and Smith for the 5th most in one season. As they are now on the board here in the 1st half. Extra point by Seibert up and good. And we are tied at 7. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback.
Here we go.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And it's a unit last drive that did it all on the ground, Charles.
And they controlled it from the interior, big on big, right? Offensive lineman versus defensive lineman. But you know, in order to keep the football moving downfield, other people have to get involved as well. Your wide receivers, your tight ends, lead runners, anything that you have possible to get in front and keep the ball moving.
And now the defense may be looking out for a pass coming up. From the 29, Garoppolo. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Von Miller racking up sack number 12 for him on the year. Great job defensively. I think he was trying to go through his progressions, find someone to get rid of the football. Before he knew it, he was on his back.
So that just brings us right back to what you said in the beginning. A great job defensively. Nowhere to go with the football. That led to the sack.
22 jet bomber, 22 jet bomber. 65.
On 3rd and long, it's Garoppolo. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. Von Miller, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. Dixon, the punter, is on as he sends it away. Beckham, the return. Odell Beckham Jr. And finally out of bounds all the way down at about the 2.
Sets up first down and goal.
They come out here in the I. A very short field to work with now. 1st and goal after the great punt return. They'll try to run this one in. And he takes this one in for a Brown score. Austin Eckler, his 26th touchdown, drawing even. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback.
Here we go.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. That 7-0 lead of theirs short-lived as they've now given up 2 straight touchdowns to fall behind by 7.
Yeah, but no cause for discouragement here. Yeah, they've fallen behind, but haven't they proven that they can go down and score? So what was the formula that got them down there the first time? Get back to something close to that, and maybe they can get this game tied up.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. From the gun, it's Garoppolo. That's caught by his tight end, Evan Ingram. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it, sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
A first down carry for Barkley. All the way in. Touchdown, New York. Saquon Barkley, his 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game. As they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. Rosas good with the extra point. And we've got a tie game here in a back-and-forth first half. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. This will be taken in at the 1. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started. And Charles, the way touchdowns have come so fast and furious for both sides in this thing, it's starting to feel a little bit more like maybe a tennis match at a football game.
Yeah, I like your description there. Maybe we're sitting in a nice royal box watching this type of a game. But let's face it, right now, the way it's going back and forth, it's going to come down to who can get a stop.
It's 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line.
Second quarter, 2 minutes to go. Tie ball game. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. That's a big loss of 3, and it brings up 3rd down.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
And 5 in the secondary now for the Giants on 3rd down.
He's crashing. He's checking crash.
From the shotgun, it's Mayfield. Got an open man, it's Ratley. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. That's a 1st down with a cherry on top, 31 yards. So the big play moves him all the way across midfield. It's 1st and 10 from the 45. Here is Eckler. Michael Kendricks, the linebacker, there to get him down.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. He came out ready to play. That's 3 tackles for a loss, Charles, rolling the 2nd quarter.
And that's problematic for the guys trying to run offense because that means he's got a pretty good idea of what they're doing and is actually beating them to the point of attack and making those plays. Not to think about some misdirection or something.
Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts, as it'll come with 15 seconds to play in the 1st half. Here's Jamie Gillen now, as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And the kick's away as he angles this one for the sideline. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And with time quickly fading here in the 2nd quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
And this offense going to elect to burn a timeout with 5 seconds remaining in quarter number 2. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the 2nd quarter. Garoppolo, a final shot here before half. He dumps it off to Barkley. The Giants going to burn their 3rd and final timeout. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. So we've hit halftime all even at 14 apiece. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach, and ready to get the party started for the 2nd half. It was an even 1st half, all tied on the scoreboard. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. 1st half showed us some pretty good offense. Tie game, we'll see what the 2nd half brings.
And it'll be interesting because I think both sides feel pretty good about what their offenses are doing. Got to wonder what adjustments are being made defensively to try and get a spark and maybe slow down the other side.
But here, do you change up anything on this opening drive?
Not offensively, you don't. You got everything going your way. You've probably prepared for maybe some change-ups you might expect, but overall, you like what your game plan showing you.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Garoppolo escaping the pressure right, and that's incomplete. So, Charles, tie game here. What are your keys as we continue to play this 2nd half?
I know people think it's always trite when you say the same things over and over, but they're tried and true in the game of football. Who's going to block better? Who's going to tackle better? In this case, to me, it's turnovers. You've got to take care of the football in order to win the game.
Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Quinnen Williams, he's the culprit, causes a loss of 5, and it brings up 4th down. 46 on his first kick, this one in that neighborhood as well. And the punt will kick out of bounds, and it'll be spotted inside the 30-yard line. The Browns' drive about to get started. Their defense did its job, yielded no points. Now it's the offense's turn.
And how much fun is that when you set things up to start a half, and you just tell you guys, hey, if you can shut them down, get it back for our offense, we can roll.
There he goes, right side. And all the way in. Touchdown, Cleveland. Austin Eckler with touchdown number 27. That ties Priest Holmes for the third most in a single year, as his guys are able to regain the lead. Extra point by Seibert, up and good, and the lead is now 21-14. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Here we go.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And a tight game after punting last time. See if they can get something going on this drive.
As they head to the field now, with the game this close, you got to feel there's a sense of urgency for them going on offense right now. But they have to do it without letting panic creep in and affect their play.
23 yards, the final tally.
Here we go, here we go.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. A give to Barkley out of the gun. And this will be stopped at the 44. That one good for 7 yards.
Well, no matter how they phrase it, staying on schedule, staying ahead of the sticks, whatever you want to call it, 7 yards on first down, that fits the bill.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1. This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though. Now a handoff here to his running back. And he will have a first down here at about the 40.
I think they like this drive a little bit better there, partner. Running game helping out, picking up some of the slack. Because remember the last drive, they went 3 and out.
Let's go. 44, 44. Mike, 44.
I got you.
They'll run on first down. Barkley, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. The run defense, they have been porous at times today, but not that last go-around.
No, they really tightened it up, didn't they? They finally got themselves a win because all game long we've seen them get gashed. This time they played their responsibilities, played their keys, and made a nice stop.
Now a throw for the left sideline, and he's got it. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
That's good for the Giants.
Here we go. 180. Hey, gun.
Let's go. Keep tight.
On first down, Barkley. He'll have a first down inside the 10. And he's going to get it all the way down to the 10-yard line. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. They'll try and run for it with Barkley. No dice this go-around. He's hit behind the line and taken down. It's a loss of 4 there, bringing up 2nd down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
On 2nd and goal, Garoppolo gets this out to Saquon Barkley. And they'll go backwards here, losing yardage to the 14. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to bring up an interesting 3rd and goal.
Here we go. 180.
Come on, dude.
I got you. 13. Go team, spill.
A shotgun snap for Garoppolo. And he's got it. Touchdown, Giants. Darius Slayton, his third touchdown now on the year, as they are an extra point away now from tying this football game. That's one of those touchdown tosses where if it's an inch to the right or left, it's not a touchdown. He had to put it right on the money.
Yeah, and how did he do that? Everything around him, everything swirling, all the coverage downfield. Somehow he spotted the opening and put it right there.
Yeah, and he'll get it up across the 20 to the 21-yard line.
The Browns take over 1st and 10 at their own 21-yard line.
The Browns drive about to get started, and they hit the home run last drive. One play on the ground all the way to the house. Now the defense, maybe they're expecting a run here.
Partner, I love your description because when we talk about hitting the home run, we're usually thinking about a passing play, aren't we? Something in the air, deep ball. But how about them just taking it big-time jaunt? Now if you're coming back out, now they've established this run game, the play-action pass could very well be open.
180. 54. 54.
And here we go. Watch the pass. Watch the pass.
Watch this.
And he's able to take this one up to the 35-yard line. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Eckler. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. That's good for a Cleveland first down, an 11-yard pickup.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
First down, and they stick with Eckler. He's got the first down and more inside the 40. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Browns touchdown. Austin Eckler with his 28th touchdown, drawing level with Sean Alexander for the second most in a single year, as they have taken the lead. Extra point by Seibert, up and good. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This will be taken short. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the... The 30.
1st and 10 at their own 31-yard line.
Here we go.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
A throw over the middle, taken in, and able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. 19 yards there on the catch and run.
65.
The drive continues as they search for a tying touchdown. Here's 1st and 10. Working from the gun, Garoppolo. And he's going to go down. They sack him back at the 42. Joey Bosa in there to get him, and on the season now, that is 9 sacks for him. Work to be done here on 2nd and 16 after the sack. Throwing now is Garoppolo. Now he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. And they're going to have another first down as he's going to be tackled at the Browns' 33.
Here we go.
Garoppolo, perfect since the second half started. 7 of 7. It's 1st and 10. Barkley. And he'll get a little over 2, maybe a full 3 down to the 32-yard line.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
21.
It's just me.
They'll go to Barkley again, and maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. He'll wind up losing a yard on the play, and that'll lead here to a 3rd down.
Here we go. What do you need?
Double. Alert flare.
21. Recon, 132 fighter.
Now Garoppolo. Oh, no, he lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this looks away from him. Everyone